Hi, this is Danny Hogger, and this is vlog number 6 in my San Diego Christian College Master's Program. Wow, I've learned a lot so far, and we're in week 3, and I'm hoping that this vlog, sponsored by San Diego Christian College, will be effective in motivating more people to go and advance their degree and become, as Dr. Loria Yu said in episode 5, more professional educators that use data and evidence to become even more professional educators in the future. So this week I've been reading Donovan Graham's textbook for our Ed 601 class. It's called Making a Difference. One of the things that was being discussed, and I'm about a third of the way through the book in this point, is investing in your students. That we're called to see the good in other people by investing in them, seeing the dividends that rise, giving more credibility and more reward to the teachers and to the students in the class. And one of the things that Donovan Graham calls for in the textbook is to invest in students. And I was reflecting on that and reading through some of my other students' colleagues' comments on the online discussion board. I'm going to post some of the comments that I replied, kind of where my mindset was going through this course. And then I think is one of the benefits of San Diego's program so far is that since you work at your own pace, when you go and access the content, you might be about to go work on some lesson plans, or about to go teach a class, or getting ready for the school day. So what's great about that is apply what you learned directly and right away. So what I did this week was I brainstormed on a piece of paper, how can I improve and invest in the lives of my students? There was an opportunity that came up perfectly without planning, which is kind of how, if we're always looking for inspiration, it can come from wherever it might be. My juniors in high school U.S. history class were being spoken to about career planning, applying for colleges, getting your test scores in, and how to prepare extracurricular activities. And I could see on the faces of my students that after about 25 minutes of this speech, which is very valuable and important for them to hear, I looked around the faces and they looked distraught, they looked upset, they looked nervous and anxious. And I remember being in their desks and being in their shoes. So in our textbook reading, Graham says we need to invest in students. And so I thought, let's take a moment here and talk to them to tail on. You know, once the career planning representative had left, I said, are some of you guys nervous? And he just spoke frankly to them, and about 2/3 of the hands go up. And if you've been in a high school classroom recently, if you get 2/3 of the hands going up, you know that there's something there. And I said, I want to share something with you. And my professor, while I was an undergrad, Melba Beals, who's one of the Little Rock Nine, the integrated Central High School in Arkansas in 1957, what she told me was, you're going to love where you're going, Danny.
And you're going to love where it is you're going, Danny. I really am proud of who you become.
Thank you.
And proud of how you feel.
And I played just that 2-second clip to them. And I told them, now imagine what Melba was going through in the era of integrating public high schools and being one of the first 9 African-American women to land in a white school. And I said, I think whatever's thrown at us in our life, we can handle. If Melba's telling me you're going to like where it is you're going and still carried with her a loving, positive, optimistic view of life, then let me share something else with you. I was nervous when I was in your seats too. You're going to be fine. That doesn't mean stop working or you go home and say, Mr. Hogger says I don't have to work hard, everything's going to be fine. Not the point, not the goal. You get a little laugh, you get a little confidence, you build that rapport with your class, which is so important to me. And I said, as long as you're working hard and building good relationships and doing things with a foundation of good ethical and moral decision making, where this is after all Ed 601, it's an ethics class at San Diego Christian College, I said, you're going to be okay. You know, if you work diligently, you're a self-starter, you're getting behind yourself, wherever you land is going to be great. And the high school I'm at, some will go to college and some will not. Some will dive into careers and professional training. And I just told them, going to be okay. Opportunities will present themselves. Work hard and you'll find them and you'll find something that makes you happy. And I saw like a wave of relief come over their faces. After class, 2 students came up to me and said, you know, I was really thinking about keeping my options open after what you said. Would you mind writing me a letter of recommendation? That's a way that I can invest in my high school students. I wrote 4 letters this week, and each one uniquely crafted to show my care and my appreciation for the gifts and talents of those students. Now, I probably would have made a similar speech, but if I wasn't enrolled in the Master's of Arts and Teaching program at San Diego Christian College, I don't think I would have reflected on the moment as much and thought about how can I make this moment an investment in my students' future. That's valuable to me, and I think it's valuable to them as well. So that's one way that I'm applying the ethical concern. Another way that I've applied the ethical dilemmas and the case studies from our Donovan Graham text, but also from our strike text, is to look at what our students are exposed to every day, that If they are doing their assignments, working hard, and then watching TV or reading social media or news online, they get a somewhat grim, dark view of the world. So something I did yesterday, which was Friday as I was planning before I recorded this, was going out and finding positive news stories. There was a 96-year-old in Illinois who was rescued off of train tracks when her car stalled and pulled out by some Good Samaritans right before the Metra train smashed into the vehicle. A story of good. I pulled a story from 60 Minutes the past Sunday about Chris Downey, who's an architect who lost his sight about a decade ago, still working, pioneering new methods of architecture. So I've taken kind of the inspiration from looking at research and doing my projects in San Diego Christian College online to how can I research the world right now and give my students a little bit brighter view of what's happening. Those are some of the ways that the program's affected the way that I've taken my course to the classroom, and I'm only in week 3 of this program. If you're interested in finding out if this program's right for you and more details about it, go to sdcc.edu and find out about this program. One of the things I've loved about it so far is it's very maintainable, one course at a time, so it doesn't feel so overwhelming and so in your face. It's manageable, you do it at your own schedule. My professor, who's also the dean of the online programs at San Diego Christian College, I interviewed her in vlog. I encourage you to go look at that to get a sense of what this program's about and what it values. And follow me along my whole journey through this vlogging experience. In the next vlog, I'm going to tell you about how I'm getting more involved around campus and using some of the ethical guidance from our textbooks and our research to help make me a more engaged teacher in my school's community. For now, I appreciate you watching this video and this vlog and reflection through these 3 weeks. I'm Danny Hogger, and I'm going to be vlogging this whole experience, so like and subscribe. And a reminder that we release interviews with teachers every Tuesday on our show, Inspiring Teachers. And last week we talked to Dave Burgess, author of Teach Like a Pirate, who's been a sensational motivating force in the world of teachers today. Go and watch that, and I will see you on the next edition. For now, this classroom is dismissed. Thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.